Before we get into the video, make sure y'all hit that like button, subscribe if you're new. I mean, come on, what are you doing if you're not subbed to me by now? My content is fire, from stop motions, news videos, reviews, music occasionally. All my social media accounts are linked down below, and now, let's get straight to it. Okay, so we've got some news to talk about here, leaked news. We have some updates to some certain things that I want to talk about here. So let's get right down to it. So first up here, I want to talk about Laszlo. Yesterday morning, he made a post saying that, okay, so I had a chance to speak with both a Weta and NPC artist. Sorry if I'm pronouncing Weta wrong. I'm not too big into the special effects mythos, so excuse me. But then he goes on to say, I won't reveal names nor their positions on this job. What the Weta artist said is that they were hired after NPC had issues finishing the scenes. He said NPC is not as good as ILM. Weta did the entire final battle sequence, the one from the trailer. That's why it looks Avenger-ish. They did Endgame too. They also did the Unicron shot as far as I know. The NPC artist firstly wanted to apologize for the designs. I even got a little surprised because, get this, they were looking at my designs to make theirs better, but due to legal issues that wasn't allowed, unless they hired me. So he said he had little to say about this. He said Mirage's OG design looked very similar to mine. They both said what we see is what should be the finished product. Some final touches are still being made, but nothing major. There you go. So there's going to be some finishing touches, but nothing major. But what we see in the recent trailer is pretty much the style of CG that we're going to be getting in Rise of the Beast. Get over it. Stop whining. The CGI is not going to be perfect. A, this isn't ILM, and B, this is the most robot screen time we're going to be getting out of any live-action Transformers movie. So take what you can get. I would rather have way more robot screen time in these movies than getting every little inch of detail perfectly correct like what they supposedly did during the Michael Bay movies when the movie was like 60% humans and 40% robots, or not even that in some of them, like Dark of the Moon. So get over it, people. You can stop analyzing every little frame. Oh, it's clipping here. Why didn't they put detail here? I mean, yeah, some up-close shots do look a bit odd, like Optimus Prime and RC when she's like, when the missile is flying by. But other than that, this is way better than most comic book movie films that we've gotten in the past 5, maybe 10 years. This is way better than MCU CGI that we've been getting the past few years. Way better than the CGI that we've seen in the Flash trailer, so don't even get me started about that. So please, people, stop complaining. And this is just a very small vocal minority online. So, people, I mean, just calm down about the CGI. The CGI is fine, okay? It's not... I mean, there's mistakes in every CGI-heavy movie, so... And to talk about briefly what the artist was saying that they took inspiration from Laszlo's designs, specifically said for Mirage, here is an image of what I believe they took inspiration for his design, what his supposed original design was before we got what we got in Rise of the Beast recently here. So, I mean, he was going to have his G1 accurate head, he was going to have more car parts visible, he was going to have the back of the car as feet, and yeah, this would have been a great design. I like the design we got, but this is definitely way more in line with what we're used to with G1 aesthetics and what we got during the Bumblebee movie aesthetic. They went with a more humanoid Age of Extinction / The Last Night design, which isn't bad. It still has more car parts on his robot mode than some of those Age of Extinction and The Last Night designs, in my opinion. So, yeah, that's pretty crazy that they at first took inspiration from Laszlo's fan designs. And a little update to one of my videos from, I think, like a week or two ago when I was talking about the runtime. Somebody leaked it to be like 1 hour and 59 minutes. We have something here talking about the runtime. Somebody posted that UK tickets for Rise of the Beast are up now, and one of the websites, I think this is called Vue, V-U-E, I don't know how to pronounce that, it says the running time is 1 hour and 58 minutes. So if you take out the credits, we're looking at like an hour and 48, hour 45 minutes, depending on how many people there are that worked on this movie. So, let me look up the runtime of Bumblebee movie, because Bumblebee movie is really simple, you know, and it's a simple movie with not a lot of plot to it, and Rise of the Beast seems to have a lot of things going on, but also a bit more simplified than what would be a Bayverse plot. So it says an hour and 54 minutes. So, and then I'm guessing that's with credits, so it's probably like an hour and 40 something minutes. So it's on par with Bumblebee's runtime. And by the way, if you hear lawnmowers in the background, people are mowing my apartment complex's lawn. So if you hear that, you know what it is now. But it's about on par with Bumblebee's runtime, a few minutes longer. So I'm just hoping the pace isn't terribly fast like what we've gotten with recent MCU movies. But I have faith in Stephen Caple Jr. He sounds like he's a pretty good director in this sense. So I'm not too worried about the shorter runtime. If anything, I think this is a good sign that it matches up with Bumblebee's runtime. So yeah, we'll see with that. And now we have Rise of the Beast tomato meter score. We don't have the score yet, but they have the page up for when they do actually have the score, which is probably going to be in the next couple weeks, I'd assume. And I'm pretty sure this wasn't up before, so yeah, we're going to be getting a tomato meter soon. Let's pray it's at least in the 70s or 80s, and if it's on par with Bumblebee, that would be freaking awesome. I mean, Rotten Tomatoes isn't the most reliable source of, you know, which movie is good, which movie is bad. It's all just critic opinion from person to person. You know, not everybody's going to have the same exact movie opinion. It is what it is, you know. But the tomato meter, as much as some people want to deny it, it does have a lot of public sway and opinion with how a movie will do at the box office and what people think of a movie. So I hope Rise of the Beast has a great tomato meter score and it doesn't suck like under 50% or something like that. So let's hoping it's somewhere in that Bumblebee movie range. And now let's get into some toy leaks, shall we? I haven't talked about this in a few days. There haven't been too many toy leaks until this morning. We have our first look at a new Beast Wars Takara Tomy 2-pack with some better paint apps. We have Cheetor and Waspinator. Me personally, kind of an easy pass. Not a big fan of either of these molds, and I already have both of them. And I have the Thrilling 30 Waspinator too, so for those of you that missed out on it, or you want a better painted Cheetor and Waspinator, here you go. And we have our first look at some new Red Series figures of Prime Starscream and G1 Grimlock. Starscream, he looks pretty cool. I mean, y'all know me, I'm not the biggest advocate of Red. I don't really care about non-transforming Transformers, so this is an easy pass for me, but Starscream's effect piece looks pretty cool. Interchangeable hands, not too shabby, not too shabby. And Grimlock, he doesn't look too bad either. I mean, Red isn't a bad action figure toy line. I'm just not keen on it with Transformers. But Grimlock looks like he has his... He has two swords, actually, that are different. So, curious to see what his articulation is going to be. But other than that, these aren't too bad, you know. And next up, we have our possible first look at the Wave 4 Voyager-class Junkion that has been long rumored for, like, pretty much a year now. And these are in test shot colors, so these aren't the final colors. Don't get worried, it's not a Constructicon type deal here. This looks pretty cool. I mean, we're getting a big, bulky Junkion figure. I mean, I'm game for this, and especially if it's going to be a weaponizer too. That's pretty sick. Some people were speculating. I've seen so far people are saying that it could be a G2 pre-tool for Dirtbag, the G2 character that was a construction vehicle, and I think he was also reused as one of the characters in Beast Wars 2 with Galvatron, so I could see that turning into a lot of different reuses for this mold. I do see certain similarities. I wouldn't really mind that at all. It seems like it turns into a dump truck or one of those construction type vehicles where they're unloading dirt or something like that. So it seems like it could be a pre-tool for a character like Dirtbag. So I'm really curious to see how this figure turns out in the future of reuses for this mold. And lastly, we have our first look at Minor Megatron, who is rumored to be in an IDW / comic book universe subline that may or may not be for Amazon later this year. And he might be in a 2-pack too, but it seems like the upper body is totally remolded and the lower body and the legs and stuff is just repainted from the Siege mold from a few years ago. It's missing its head and whatever other pieces and accessories, so it might have the back pieces that is very infamous from that IDW design. So this doesn't look too bad so far. I hope it turns out good and maybe they add in a wrist swivel, but that's not looking likely, since the lower arms seem to be reused from Siege Megatron 2, so I don't know how I'm gonna feel about this figure. I obviously gotta see the head sculpt and whatever accessories and other pieces he's gonna have on him, so, but yeah, it's not looking too bad so far. I may or may not get this. I don't know. It's up to that head sculpt and whatever accessories and hopefully the added back pieces he's gonna have. So yeah, guys, that's pretty much all the news I wanted to cover in this video. What do you guys think about these leaked figures we saw this morning? What do you guys think about the supposed runtime for Rise of the Beast? And what do you guys think about the CG and special effects details that Laszlo gave away today, or yesterday, not today? And thank you guys for watching this video. I'll catch you in the next one. Bye!